Hi guys, welcome back to Amalgamated Moi, and welcome to the final episode of my State Fossils mini-series. In this episode, we are going to be covering all the dinosaur fossils. Starting us off with the only Triassic dinosaur, New Mexico has Coelophysis from 228 million years ago. This was a 6-foot-long theropod that was likely not very picky with its food, possibly being both a hunter and a scavenger. Interestingly, the skull of Coelophysis was taken into space in 1998, being the second dinosaur species to do so. Second up, Colorado state fossil Stegosaurus from the Jurassic period, 150 million years ago. Growing to around 20 feet in length or more, this specific species of Stegosaurus, Stegosaurus staenops, gave rise to studies about how stegosaur teeth were specialized to the types of vegetation they ate. Moving to Utah with Allosaurus, a theropod from the Jurassic. Living alongside Stegosaurus 150 million years ago, this 35-foot-long reptile was the most common carnivore in much of Utah and the other central states during the Jurassic. Their teeth were around 3 inches long and were serrated. This, alongside the fact that they may have hunted in packs, makes Allosaurus a very dangerous hunter. Moving to another theropod from the Jurassic, Oklahoma has Saurophaganax maximus. There has been debate whether this dinosaur is actually its own species or whether it is actually just an Allosaurus. Later studies found that it was indeed an Allosaurus, however the fossils from this Allosaurus were mixed with a sauropod, possibly a relative of the Diplodocus. The name Allosaurus anax is now used to refer to this possibly non-existent dinosaur. Now for South Dakota and Wyoming with Triceratops. Living in the Cretaceous period around 68 million years ago, this dinosaur may be one of the most iconic, just behind T-Rex. Next up is New Jersey with Hadrosaurus foci. This hadrosaur lived in the mid to late Cretaceous around 100 million years ago. This dinosaur was the first mostly complete fossil to be found in North America, found in the late 1830s by a farmer. The bones were set aside for more than 20 years before William Folk, who the dinosaur is named after, excavated the rest of the dinosaur, with all but the skull being present. Continuing with hadrosaurs, Missouri has Parasaurus missouriensis, another Cretaceous period dinosaur. This dinosaur was discovered to have over 1,000 teeth in its jawline. Parasaurus missouriensis was also the first dinosaur to be discovered in Missouri in 1942. And Montana, with the third and final hadrosaur, has Maiasaura as its state fossil. Maiasaura lived around 76 million years ago, and is known as the good mother lizard. The Maiasaura fossils found in Montana were found with their eggs and young near the adult. This led scientists to theorize about how dinosaurs may have nested with their young, and protected them from predation, rather than laying their eggs and just moving on. Now for perhaps the easiest guess as to which state this fossil belongs, Utahraptor, from Utah. This was a 20-foot-long predator with a hook-shaped claw that were 10 inches in length. Utahraptor used these claws to rip into its prey. Not a pleasant experience. Now for Maryland, and maybe Texas, but also no. Astrodon, a sauropod from the Cretaceous period. Texas selected the sauropod Pleuroceles. However, later studies debated its distinction from Astrodon. However, not enough fossils have been found of either dinosaur to definitively say whether they are two separate species or one and the same. Astrodons could grow up to 82 feet in length. It lived 95 million years ago, and its name Astrodon means star tooth, due to having its teeth having a distinct star-shaped cross-section. Astrodon teeth were also featured in the American Journal of Dental Science, published in 1859. And now for the final dinosaur from Washington, D.C., Capitolosaurus. In 1898, a vertebra was found while digging out a D.C. sewer. It was identified in 1911 as a theropod vertebra, and was designated as a new species, Crayosaurus. Later, it was thought to be a species of Allosaurus, and was renamed Dridosaurus. It was later identified again to not be related to Allosaurus, and was renamed Capitolosaurus in 1998. Capitolosaurus is not considered by most of the paleontology community as a serious dinosaur species, and new studies believe the vertebrae may actually be an Astrodon vertebra. But with that, those are all the US state fossils. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!